What's up, y'all? What's going on? You know, get these gutters. I just gotta do that with this side right here, and I'll be finished. Oh man, it's cold out here. I don't know why I'm out here, man. I got the little bug and things, you know. I be doing some silly shit sometimes. I do, man. I be doing some silly ass shit sometimes, man. It's like when I need to get something done, it pop in my head. I'm gonna go do it. God damn it. You see, no matter what it is, you know, rain, sleet, or snow, sick, whatever. If I can move, I'm gonna get it done. You see, I always been like that, man. Always been like that. Whew. You see. I just wanted to say something to insecurities and things. You see, one thing I don't do, I don't call people names if I really haven't talked to them, or if they ain't really fuck with me in certain ways. You see, without my knowing, whatever. You see, I don't fuck with them, but when these squirrels come and they say, you know, when they got my name in their mouth, you see, I see what it is. I don't think a lot of these people know anything about spirituality. You see, they hear me talking about Jesus. Now, I tell them 1,000 times what it is, what I'm talking about, you see. But I don't think they understand it because they're captivated by the book. You see, they're captivated by the book. You see, they ain't paying attention to the spelling. And then when you tell them about the spelling, they go inside their texts and their books, you know, or their receipts and all this other type of shit, you see, and figure these things out. You see, you know, instead of looking at the measurements, you see, they ain't looking at the measurements, you see. They ain't looking at that. You see, they ain't looking at it. You see, because that's the thing that moves. You see, that's the thing that moves, and the sound. You see, and it breaks my heart a little bit. You see, and the fixed location of those messages or the letters. You see, they just don't want to. They just don't want to. They just don't want to look at it to where their soul will comprehend it, I guess, you see. But they're going to have to in a minute. Because the very thing that they say don't exist, never will exist, and it's a fairy tale and all these other type things, they're not looking at the body. They're not looking at how powerful their body is in this day and time. You see, they're not looking at it. You see, and they're not looking for, they're not looking at the body. They're not looking at the body. They're looking at something else, and they gravitate towards those who can show you these things from way in the past, all these monsters and shit from way in the past, as if that's gonna affect you, or you're gonna learn something from that bullshit. You see, you're not gonna learn anything, not while I'm here. You're not gonna learn anything from that bullshit. It's just cute to learn it, so you can be a part of the babble shit. You see, all that babbling and shit and debating and who got the best information and who can touch my soul and all this other type of shit. You see. But all the real motherfuckers, you see, y'all just ignore these motherfuckers. You see, y'all ignore them. You see, I tell them, this is my land. This is our land. You see, we came from a mother, we came from a father. You see, one of the squirrels said, why they say you didn't have a father? Why they say you didn't this? And my father was he was in the Air Force. He was an Air Force lieutenant. You see, my mother was a housewife. They ain't never got divorced. You see, my mother passed away. My beloved Mary, she passed away 2023, 12/10, you see. And, you know, my father, he passed away, you see, in 2004, you see, 6/28, you see. I just said something right there. I just gave you something very goddamn powerful, you see, in the numbers, you see. But what I just don't get sometimes how people can come way over here to somebody that fucks with no one really. Only thing he's saying is unify. You see, come together as one big body. You see, before it's too late. You see, before it's too late. You see, you know, sometimes you just want to just grab people by the horns. You know what I'm saying? You do. You just want to grab people by the horns and tell them to just to pay attention. You know, just pay attention. You see, you listen. These beings that's coming down, they're not going to be sufficient in your text. They're not going to be sufficient in your books. And when they get money, they're not going to be building shit that you're used to seeing. They're not going to be doing it. They got one job to do. You see, they got one job to do. You see, and if you're not a part of that, you're just going to be left behind. You see, but see, it's happening now. It's happening now. When you seeing some of our brothers, our innocent brothers, you see, but they're attracted to a certain type of elevation. When you see them, and then they have these crooks on their podcast. You see, these motherfuckers, they be stealing, hacking your shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they have this insecurity. You see, they have this insecurity in things. You see, they want to know what people are doing. You see, they don't have nothing inside of them to come and ask. You see, because you're down below according to these beings. You see, and I mean, listen to what I'm trying to say. You see, I guess you're a low being. You know, you're not intelligent. You're stupid. You're dumb. Listen, these things come out of these beings' mouths. You see, and some of them you'd be like, oh wow, these brothers, they spitting a little something, and then all of a sudden you find out that these motherfuckers, it's like they hate your motherfucking guts or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. You don't be knowing where these things be coming from. You see, so you scratch their name off of this list because you thought they were in the book. So you scratch them off this list, you see, and let them find their own motherfucking way through the knowledge that they have gained. You see, through another motherfucker's mind and through another motherfucker's research. You see, you just let them be. You see, you just let them be, because everything that we know is written in our core. It's written in our DNA. We don't need your shit. We don't need that. You see, only thing we have this, we have the land, we have the sky, you see, and all these things love us. You see, all these things, they here. You see, they here. You see, this is our friends. This tree right here was burnt. You see, it got burnt, it was on fire. You see, it was on fire. You see. And and sometimes you just be wanting to just listen to what I'm about to say. You just be wanting to go to these places and try your best to walk with these brothers and tell them things aren't complicated like you think it is. Everything is here. Everything that you thinking that these monsters and shit, you see, or whatever they gave to the universe, you see, the true beings are here right now, you see, and they're being killed by people that look like you. They're being killed. You see, they're being destroyed because of these people that y'all be putting on your motherfucking podcast. You see, you know, and these motherfuckers are always remember something. There was a very, very supreme being who put all of us together and put all of us on remote. You see, just pay attention to your fingerprint. Pay attention to your fingerprint. It's telling you something. You see, I know you don't know how to read the print, you see, but that's okay. You should have learned. It's too late now. But everything is on remote by the supreme being. And there's nothing that you can do about it. You see, I don't care how wise you are. I don't care what type of information that you got from another motherfucker's mind. You see, inside these texts, inside these books. I don't care. It don't make a difference. You see, that don't make you legitimate. It only make you legitimate to those who are insufficient. You see, in this higher plane, you see, you know, you're not sufficient. You see, you're very low. You see, you're very low. A child knows more than you. Trust me, a child knows more than you. Most children are in tune with themselves and they're closer to the source than you will ever be. You see, than you will ever be. Children are. You see, especially the brand new ones. You see, they still, you see, and fixed until they get 4 years old. You see? You see, listen, only thing I'm saying is just try your best. Try your best to feel and to love what's out here in the atmosphere, because it's supposed to be for you. I know you don't like this land. I know you don't like your own kind. I know these books and shit are your gods. You see, we know that. We already know that. You see, but the pardon that's laid upon you, you see, you know, is being disrespected. And you're going to be visited. You see, you're going to be visited not because somebody hates you. These beings just want to know what the fuck is wrong with you. How come you don't know who you are? Why you don't know your senses? Why you don't know your internal? Why you don't know your creator? You see, your creator. Why you don't know it? Why you don't talk to it? You see, why you don't know the blood? Why you can't hear or listen? You see, why? Well, all these things are going to be set inside of you, and you're going to have to answer these things. Because if you don't, you see, you're going to see a rejection from those that came after you. You're going to see them reject you in certain levels of life. You see, you're going to see rejections coming from the ones that you love. You see, I don't think you're paying attention, man. They don't fuck with you. They're going to fuck with, because see, it's the next generation, you see, and then you have those who already then came down to 2024 and came down to 2025 because they already lit up 29 and 28 and 27, 26. They already lit that up. So they're coming back down in reverse, you see, to come get your children because they already know that you can't see what's here on the planet. You don't even want to know what's here on the planet. You inside these goddamn books, you see. You got congesting yourself so nothing from above can talk to you, nothing from below can talk to you. You see, nothing can tell you. You see, you spit and you step and you grind your feet on those, you see, who have these seeds inside of them. You see, you don't want to know anything. You see, you don't want to know. So therefore, you see, you're just gonna be hit. You see, can't you see everybody being hit? Especially when you come and then you put me in your head, and then you put me in your head, and then you start saying all type of fucked up shit, and you don't even know what I'm doing. You don't even know nothing about the versions. You don't know how they working. You don't know anything. But the being is supposed to be dumb, stupid, uneducated. You know what I'm saying? Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? A miscreant. You see all these type things. You see? And even if I was, you see, that's where the treasures are any motherfucking way. You see, that's where the treasures are. The treasures are down there with them motherfuckers. You see? Them niggas that's sleeping under the bridge. Them motherfuckers that got tents and shit. All these motherfuckers and shit that lost their way. You see? All these jewels and shit are being dumped in these motherfuckers' conscious. Subconscious and shit. And they don't even know it. You see? They don't even know it. You see? When the last time you just took your purified self, you see, with all your knowledge and all your wisdom, and you just took your purified ass self and just walked somewhere down there where they struggling at, you see, and you just sat with them, got you a blanket or a sleeper or something, you see, and just slept out there and just see how it feel. You say, see how it feel. See what it feels like. You see, to sleep the way they sleep. See what you hearing throughout the night. You see what I'm saying? Look at the people that's walking past. You see, measure them. Measure all these beings. Have you ever been homeless? You see, have you ever been homeless? You see? See. You're in trouble. You're in trouble.